we're going to see if Sims 4 can survive on full autonomy for 30 straight days. Not 30 sim days, 30 actual days. I have now done this experiment in Sims 1, 2, 3, and now 4. And I've got to say, Sims 4 performed like Sims 3 did. In other words, there were some problems. In the first 3 games, I had Clean Tytar, Nice Tytar, and Active Tytar to see how it affected their decisions on free will. In Sims 4, I decided to add a new sim to the mix, Evil Tytar. How would these different personalities affect their ability to live, if at all? For this experiment, we're using a home built by DanielleBuilds. She is a popular and very talented home builder in The Sims 4. And Danielle, thank you for allowing me to use your house build in this video, but I've got to apologize before this video even begins. I am so sorry for what is about to happen to your beautiful, beautiful home. Things get a little messy. And now, let's go for the conclusion of this series, Sims 4 for 30 straight days. Can it be done? I came back after one full day and walked in at the perfect time. I came in at the funeral of Nice Tytar. It's like they always say, nice guys do finish last. After seeing his mood, it was easy to tell it was starvation that had done him in. At the time, I wasn't sure how to disable bills. If I didn't pay them, the repo person would come and take my stuff, and they had taken my fridge. I would find out later in this experiment there was a way to disable bills through mods, but I wouldn't find this out for a number of days. Grim was living his best life. I thought this was pretty funny because this is not something I've ever seen before. Maybe it's a thing, but I've never seen this. I'm so sorry, Danielle. I had to delete this pool. I got tired of seeing Tytars walking around in their underwear all day. My toilet had been repossessed too, so I added a bunch of outdoor stalls. I figured the repo person couldn't take those from me, so we'll see if this is correct. Two days had passed and the repo person had just been added to my most wanted list since they were clearly out to get my Sims. All of my Sims were dead and all of my fridges were missing. At this point, I still had no idea on how to avoid bills. I even tried the cheat that I looked for online and it just didn't seem to work. Maybe I had put it in wrong, but at this point in the experiment, I didn't think I could avoid the bills. And so, because they did not die by their own doing, I figured I'd give them another shot. I loaded up my last save and bought more than enough fridges than I thought they would need. So I came back to something quite puzzling, a game over screen, but they had enough fridges to be able to survive still. In Sims 4, when you press the tab key, it removes the user interface. Now the downside to this though, is when you go to review the footage to see what had happened, you really don't know how they died, especially if they die off screen. I assumed it was hunger related though. Perhaps they needed more surface space to place their dishes around or to cook on. So I added a bunch of surfaces to be able to place or prepare food on. And they are dead again. And once more, I couldn't tell how they had died. You could see though, the tables were getting piled up with dishes, so I thought perhaps that did help them out somewhat. I just decided to give them one more shot, plain and simple. Nothing changed, let's just see if it works out differently this time. I came back and no game over though. But we lost another one. Active Tytar was gone. We were down to Evil Tytar and Clean Tytar, the battle of the titans. I caught the repo person live in the act of taking one of my fridges. The surfaces were getting quite cluttered with dirty dishes. A quick check on their inventory showed that they had been stuffing dirty dishes and uneaten food into their pockets. Their sim stats were getting pretty insane too. It was crazy to see how much had been going on while I was gone. The 3 showers that I had purchased at the beginning were also broken and they weren't doing anything to fix them. So the showers got the repo person treatment. I bought more than enough for them to need until the next day. So this could be a good thing or a bad thing, but evil had been vanquished. Evil Tytar was no more. I wanted to find the one remaining Tytar, which was Clean Tytar, to see what he was up to.
Oh my goodness!
Clean Tytar is clearly stress eating and trying out for a 2005 emo screamo band while I was gone. This place is disgusting. The bills were still an issue at this point, but I just kept using my Band-Aid solution by purchasing as many fridges as he could possibly need. How would Screamo Tytar do on his own for the next 24 hours? Oh my gosh, T, you're not looking so good. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't use non-broken showers. Yeah, that's right, non-broken showers, meaning functional showers, I couldn't use them. I had no idea this was a thing, but if you don't pay your bills for long enough, apparently they shut off your utilities in the game. And since the mailbox had randomly reappeared, I paid my bills and I was able to let Clean Tytar get clean again. And at this point, I finally discovered a way to disable bills through the MCCC Mod, which is a very popular mod for The Sims 4. It's what I used to enable the 100 clones for my Sims 4 100 clones challenge. So at this point, I decided I'm gonna throw a party and make Clean Tytar the host. So how would Clean Tytar do hosting a party and leaving him for 24 hours? So it appears nothing came of the party. But the repo person and Screamo Tytar clearly settled their differences and had become buddies. Maybe the repo person felt bad for him. He just sat down in his little dark cubbyhole of a home and just said, hey, you want to be pals? At this point in the experiment, I was having to deal with the annoyances of the EA app once again. Oh, after the Sims 3 EA app nightmare, you guys think I wasn't going to mention it in this video? Wrongo! Granted, it was not as bad as it was in Sims 3, and the main reason it wasn't as bad was because I was already aware of all the pitfalls and frustrating aspects of the app going into this experiment after I had done the Sims 3 one. But what made it so annoying this time was being in the middle of filming 2 separate Sims 4 videos while this experiment was filming in the background. Some people do ask me how I get the footage for these 30-day experiments. Well, I have this very old backup PC that can barely play any games these days, but it does have a lot of storage. After filming my 2 challenge videos, I would come back to my experiment and find the error codes from EA's wonderful offline mode. In short, playing Sims 4 on 2 different machines, even with one of them being offline, causes the EA app to annoy you into submission. But enough about poorly designed applications, it's time to move on to the next day. Alright, here's another annoying thing that I had to deal with and overcome. Pop-ups. It is an oversight in the game design, but ultimately it was my fault. Firstly, you need this all cheats mod, but each time you close the game, you need to enter this cheat to disable the pop-ups. In Sims 3 and 4, these bad boys will last all the way until the end of time unless they are clicked. So it's pretty critical to get that cheat enabled for a challenge like this. It was at this point I found a problem in Sims 4 that I've never encountered before. Now, how the heck do I solve this? After having a mini heart attack, I found the solution was to press the Windows key and close Sims 4. And as scary as this was for me to do, I had no choice because I couldn't see anything. I couldn't click on anything. Believe it or not, it brought up a "would you like to save" screen. So I did and exited the game. But that's when something else crossed my mind about that screen though. If it reappears, I can't tell where I'm at. I can't tell where I'm at in the playthrough, which means if Clean Tytar dies, and I don't know that he's dead, and I hit save, that's the end of the experiment. Whoops. I had to close the game because of the blue screen thing, and I forgot to enter those cheats again. You see? This is what I have to deal with for you guys. Have you hit subscribe yet? I do a lot just to make you smile. I said screw it. If they don't make it, they don't make it. I gave Sims 1, 2, and 3 only a few extra tries to help them along. In Sims 4, 3 of the 4 were now deceased, and we're closing in on 2 weeks of doing this. No more free tries. It's time to hit save and gamble big on Viktor Tytar coming in hot. Our boy came through. But this poor Sim, look at this poor guy. I thought, why not make things more interesting and give him some friends? I was feeling pretty inspired after my 100 clones challenge video, so I thought, why not clone Screamo Tytar? Especially now that I don't have to worry about the disappearing fridges. I made 10 clones of Screamo Tytar and let's see how they do. Are they going to be able to survive? My goodness, what happened? We lost 8 of the 10 clean Tytar clones. Now this situation actually raises an interesting moral question for me. Did Sims 4 fail the experiment? When I checked to see where clean Tytar was, he was deceased because the original 4 Sims that set out on this quest are no longer with us. Only 2 of the clones of one of the Sims had actually made it. But technically, they had only made it 1 day. I didn't want to call it at this point. I just didn't. I didn't want it to end this way. So they're his clones. They live on in clean Tytar's spirit. But I'm done giving extra chances at this point. Sims 4, you're on your last straw. If they don't make it at this point, that means they cannot survive 30 days of full autonomy. So let's see how this will go. Well, you've seen it here, folks. Random walkers coming in to mourn with the Tytar ghost to mark the end of the 30-day experiment at day 14. You know, I set out on a quest at the beginning of this video. Can Sims 4 last for 30 days with full autonomy turned on? Look, they all died several times at the beginning. Some even died throughout. Then when I cloned 10 Sims from the hardiest Sim of them all, 8 out of 10 didn't even make it 1 full day. And not only that, all 4 of the original Tytars didn't even make it. The truth is, I did want to give them another chance. But when I saw the fridges were still there and their cause of death was starvation, I could not in good faith keep the experiment going. They just simply couldn't do it. Danielle, thank you so much for allowing me to destroy your home. But I want to wrap up this series with one last thought. If Sims 4 is the only game of the 4 Sims games to not make it, Sims 1, 2, and 3 are better. Goodbye.